China dominates global manufacturing. Electronics, toys, furniture, steel, electric vehicles. But now it's building something different. High-end Cabernet made in a French-style chateau with underground wine cellars and karaoke rooms. Today we're headed to a $100 million estate outside of Beijing to explore the rise of China's luxury wine labels and tasting a Cabernet poured at over 50 Chinese state banquets for foreign dignitaries. Forget everything you know about Chinese wine. This is AFIP, and this is another episode of Our Poor Decisions.
Yeah, this is so cool. And the first thing you'll notice is that this is a really thick, heavy bottle. It feels really good. It's a beautiful label, certainly not like Western European labels. I don't know what to think about this. It's just going to be so cool. All right, so this is a plastic foil. It is not kind of the normal foil that you expect from kind of, say, a Bordeaux. This feels a little bit flimsier and maybe a little cheaper. It looks like a solid, high-quality cork. I would say kind of a Bordeaux type of nose, typical Cabernet. All right, so that's definitely made more in the European style rather than American style. This is not going to be like a Napa Cabernet, so I'm going to go ahead and decant this. I think it's going to need some time. One of the things that's really nice about decanting wines is that if they're a little bit closed and you're not getting much for them, exposing them to oxygen and letting them have a little bit of time to rest and then bring up the temperature a little bit really sometimes unlocks the flavors. It's very rare that I find that wines don't benefit from air. It's not always true, but a lot of times it's true. I know that for a Burgundy lovers, they often do not decant fine Burgundies. And I generally trust them in not doing that. But anything that's a Cabernet-based or the Bordeaux-based wines, I think you can safely almost decant all of them. We're going to give this a little bit of time, and then we'll bring it outside, bring it up to temperature, and then we'll taste them with Bea and Stacy. You might be surprised to hear that China is one of the top 10 red wine producing countries in the world. But despite that both consumption and production have dropped in the last decade, there is a dramatic shift towards premium wines. Chinese producers are no longer chasing volume like before, and investments have poured into modern vineyard management and winemaking technologies. The goal is to create wines that reflect Chinese identity and terroir while meeting international quality standards. Take Aoyuan, for example, the high-altitude winery in the Yunnan province backed by Moet Hennessy. The vines sit at 2,000 meters elevation, and the resulting Bordeaux-style blends retail for more than $300 a bottle. In Nangshu, Silver Heights is producing biodynamic reds with structure and soul, while Grace Vineyards in Shaanxi has built a cult following across Asia. Okay, so Stacy, Bea, this is so exciting. So I have never had a Chinese wine, and yet China is one of the biggest wine producers in the world. Well, this is a shout out to my friend Sean. Thank you for bringing this over from China. I'm gonna pour it. We're gonna actually do this differently. I'm pouring the wine here.
Okay.
I am so excited about the wine he brought.
Can you get Chinese wine online or?
I tried to find this on Wine Searcher. Could not find it.
Okay.
So I've looked this up. This is a great winery, supposedly.
Historic.
Certainly historic, one of the oldest. And there's a 700 RMB investment, 700 million RMB investment into this facility. It's really like a tourist attraction. They have
state-of-the-art facility.
State-of-the-art facility.
For sure.
This is something.
Well, I know, like always, you've done some background information on this wine, so maybe we should just go ahead.
Just an hour outside Beijing sits one of the most ambitious wine estates in all of Asia, Château Changyu AFIP Global. Built in 2007 at the cost of over 700 million RMB, roughly 100 million US dollars, this estate blends French design, Chinese capital, and a global winemaking expertise into a single vision. AFIP stands for Alliance of France, Italy, and Portugal, the international investors who helped bring the project to life. The estate spans about 100 hectares, with 73 hectares on the vine. It's planted primarily to Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay, grown on gravel soils in the foothills of Mayun district. The climate features cold winters, hot summers, and a wide diurnal range, ideal conditions for ripening with balance and structure. AFIP's facilities include an underground barrel cellar holding more than 1,650 French oak barrels, imported equipment from top European producers, and a full wine tourism complex. It's a designated 4A National Scenic Site with a European-style hotel, tasting rooms, spa, museum, and even a do-your-own bottling experience for visitors. It's not just a winery, it's a cultural destination. The flagship wine from AFIP is the A6 Cabernet Sauvignon, a polished modern red wine that has quietly become a symbol of China's diplomatic soft power. This is the wine served at over 55 official state functions, including dinners for Barack Obama and David Cameron. It's not just a bottle, it's a message. China can produce wines worthy of the world stage. Is it time?
It's time.
Yeah. Well, the color's beautiful. I mean, I'm not really seeing any bricking. So is this a younger wine?
It's 2018. This is
Okay.
a very young wine.
Nicely done. Look at you.
Yeah. Whoa. Wow. Yes.
She's schooling us now.
All right. So the
don't know if
viewers
you could
know
have
that
read
I
it.
already tried the wine.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't corked, there wasn't anything, and I was just like dying to try kind of see what style it was at,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, you always have to have a sneak peek.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely different than what I was expecting.
Okay.
But it kind of smells a little French at the same time.
Right.
Okay.
So it's got some of those like dark fruits. It's got a little bit of that kind of pencil-y thing.
But can we just say that this doesn't smell like a Napa cap?
It does not smell
This
like
smells
Napa.
like old world cap.
Yes, 100%.
If you put this into a blind tasting,
Mhm.
I'd say French or Italian, something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, the climate there is cooler, so that makes sense to me. As old world and new world kind of blurs and what those meanings mean with climate change, China's cold, and lots of the vine places, you have to bury the vines over winter so that they don't die because it gets so freaking cold there.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And too much farther north, they're really growing in their ice wine production because it's so cold.
So I heard that 40% of the
40%.
world's ice wine is made in China?
In China.
Hold on, what does ice wine mean?
So cool. So they literally let the grapes freeze on the vine.
Okay.
And they have people on call to come pick the grapes, like once the first frost hits. So you're picking like probably at night in the vineyard, freezing cold conditions, frozen grapes to bring them in and press them right away so you've got like way less juice coming out of it. It's way more expensive to produce because of all the
because
labor.
the water molecule is what freezes, so you get all the thick juice coming out of it
Yes, exactly.
with a little botrytis.
Yep.
or-
You're trying not to do botrytis with ice wine.
Oh, you
Because-
don't? Okay.
Because generally speaking, you want like the frozen sweetness to be the star and not like the botrytis honey tea character to be it. So usually they're two different types of wine. Sweet, but two different types, two different styles.
I think this is fascinating. And I would never have known about Chinese wine. I could never guessed it because I don't have anything to compare it with.
Right.
But this really has all the characteristics that you would expect in a cab from France or Italy.
Cab is one of those varietals that is so cab wherever it comes from. Like it really, you can plant it all over the world and it's still cab. There aren't, there's a kind of a split. Some grapes you can do that with Cabernet, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc. You can plant that anywhere and it tastes like that. There are some grapes that are like homers. They don't want to travel. They don't like leaving town. They're like Nebbiolo is Nebbiolo in Piedmont, and it doesn't really hang out anywhere else, right? But you can list Cabernet from like literally every winemaking region and country around the world.
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, I really, really like that wine.
It's interesting.
I would say not a ton of fruit up front. I mean, some fruit, but not
Some
like,
fruit.
it's not a fruit bomb.
No, and the fruit is tart,
Very tart.
you know. It does have like this interestingly kind of sawdusty kind of component to it that I don't know if I love yet. The texture's a little weird.
I don't know that the tannins are as pronounced. They're just, I
No.
mean, there's a lot of acidity,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of tartness, but it doesn't really bite you like with tannins. So that,
No, mm-mm.
you know, that makes it probably a little bit easier to drink.
And for a white
Yeah.
wine drinker, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that acidity is like rinsing your mouth. The tannins don't get a chance to like grip.
I guess I was expecting something sweeter and like fruitier and like,
Right.
you know, that kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not at all what it is.
Right.
This is like, so to me, this tastes like a, you know, cru bourgeois and, you know, just like an everyday cru from Bordeaux,
Right.
right? Like this would be a great, like an everyday wine,
Mhm.
nothing special. But I find it very pleasant.
It's very pleasant, for sure.
Maybe not for $100.
That was going to my next question. How do we ask that? Is like, is it $100 worth of Cabernet?
So if this were if this were a French wine,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I wouldn't buy $100. Like I wouldn't pay $100 for this, right? Like,
Right.
But there's a novelty factor here, right?
Sure,
Like I'm
for sure.
trying something I've never tried before. I would think that this would age pretty well.
It's got the acidity for it, for sure. You know, Cabernet ages well. It's got great acidity. The fact that we didn't talk a whole lot about fruit up front worries me because fruit kind of tends to diminish as it ages, and there wasn't a whole lot to begin with.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well it would hold up. You know, like how much more could it go away?
And it's not very concentrated.
It's not very concentrated.
It is a little bit like, not watery, but just
Thin,
little thin,
little
right?
thin. But $100 to drink now.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I'm bad at price points because I don't pay $100 for any wine. So, but I like this wine. I think it's good, but that also probably says a lot, right? It's not advanced enough for you guys, but it's good for me.
Well, that makes us sound bad. Like,
Well, everybody knows you're a wine snob.
I'm not. All right, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're convincing anybody. here.
right?
What about oak? I didn't get a lot of oak. Did you?
That's the kind of sawdusty piece of it for me.
Mhm.
Where I feel like I've read somewhere that this was aged in oak, but there's not a lot of information out there, at least not in English. So I don't know the treatment. It's not big vanilla bomb. It doesn't have lots of those like spices that make me think oak was a big presence.
You know,
texture for me,
I
too.
don't know if it's like when you do tasting and somebody says, oh, it's a little bit of sawdust. And then I think that I can smell it.
Power of suggestion.
And then I feel like, wait,
Yeah.
am I just making that up because you said it? Or
Yeah,
are
story
you
of
just
my life.
nailing it? And
I'm just
Story
nailing
of
it.
my life.
Clearly.
all right.
Maybe.
So presumably, this is a very high-end wine in the Chinese market.
Right.
Lots of investment that went into it.
Mhm.
Obviously, a destination. So here's what I know, right? Is that this is not a wine that I necessarily would go out and buy.
Mhm.
Certainly not travel to and visit to try this wine. But then again, it's also a new winery in kind of a up and coming wine region.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not betting that these winemakers won't make terrific wine in 10 years. Like, it feels like this could become something better.
They're on the right path.
I think, in summary,
Mm-hmm.
fun to try,
Yes.
decent wine,
Mm-hmm.
not something special,
right?
and unlikely to be exported and finding a big market in the United States.
Yes.
What makes this wave so compelling is that it's still early. Many of these projects were planted within the last 20 years. That means the best wines and the best vintages are likely still ahead. If you think of Burgundy in the 1950s or Napa in the 1970s, that's the moment Chinese wine is living in right now. And who knows what the future might bring. Jeff, did you get a glass? Come on.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers! Thanks for watching. What's bye in Chinese?
不 Taozhou.
不 Taozhou.
How do we say goodbye?